Hello anime fans, I'm Kyle Glockner and welcome to Animate. Today, I want to take a look at a series that's been around for a few years now, but every so often I find myself going back to have a good laugh every now and then. I'm talking about one of my favorite comedies of all time, The Devil is a Part-Timer. The Devil is a Part-Timer focuses on the lives of the Demon King and his subordinate Alciel as they live their lives as Sadao Mao and Ashia in modern-day Japan after escaping death from the hero Emilia. After getting by comfortably for some time, they realize that not only did Emilia follow them into the human world, but several other residents of their world. From there, hilarity ensues as we follow their day-to-day activities, from covering rent each month to doing damage control when something goes wrong. Now, I'm aware that this concept isn't completely new or original by any means. The stereotypical fantasy-type character goes to the real-world plot device has been used time and time again, but that's not to say that it's a bad plot device per se. Any rehashed plot element can be great as long as the characters have enough personality to make it interesting, and the characters of this show are phenomenal. While most shows like this might drop most of the initial character tropes after the first few episodes, this series keeps them going throughout and adds more quirky characters into the mix to keep things interesting. From one of Mao's subordinates essentially becoming a housewife to another turning into a shut-in gamer, the dynamic between the characters doesn't get old fast. While I personally enjoy the dialogue between Mao and his two subordinates, I'd have to say the interactions between Emilia and Mao are some of my favorites. While there's naturally a lot of tension between them in the beginning, they quickly realize that while they're stuck in the human world, they can't really do anything about their personal grudges, so they agree to disagree and focus on surviving day to day. However, over time, you can see this experience start to humble both of them, and they realize that their battle ended once they entered the human world. It's a very interesting relationship that could have easily been taken in many other directions. Now, this 13-episode series is great and all, but it would be a shame not to mention the source material it was adapted from. Unlike many anime, The Devil is a Part-Timer was not adapted from a manga, but rather a light novel series, like Sword Art Online and Monogatari. The anime portion of the series only covers volumes 1 and 2, but there are currently 16 main volumes that have been released since 2011, with 6 of them being available in English as of this time. Without going into too much detail about the plot, I'll just say that I would give anything to get a second season of this show. Right from Volume 3, the characters start to develop more and form even better relationships with one another, and a few new characters that get introduced. The relationship between Mao and Emilia is developed even further, and having only read up through Volume 6, I can say it's still just as satisfying as watching the anime for the first time. Again, without giving away too much, let's just say that after a certain event in Volume 3, certain relationships develop in ways that really make you wish there was a second season of the anime. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we'll be getting another adaptation. Since the anime's conclusion in 2013, there hasn't been any word about a second season, and going on 4 years of silence isn't looking good. Although, 18 years later, we still have more Dragon Ball, so anything's possible with anime, I guess. The Devil is a Part-Timer was produced by White Fox and directed by Naoto Hasada, while the original series was written by Satoshi Wagahara and illustrated by Oniki. While we may not be getting a second series for now, you can pick up the light novels as they get translated by Yen Press, or just rewatch the show for a good laugh every now and then. That's all the time I have for today, but let me know what you think by tweeting me at ZTV goofing off using the hashtag Animate. Until then, I'm Kyle Glockner, and I'll see you next time on Animate.